Do you ever get to the end of the conditioner bottle and you think there's just a little bit left, so you pour it all out, but then it keeps pouring out? All of a sudden, it's a Mary Poppins of conditioner, and then it keeps coming out. You have way too much in your hands. You don't really want to just wash it down the drains. You just put it all in your hair, try to rinse it out. In the shower, it seems like it rinsed out, but then the next day, your hair is feeling a little bit greasy and not quite clean. I don't know who would do that. Welcome to the first week of February. If I was going to sum it up in one word, I'd say stabilizing. So in this past week, my weight's been pretty consistent. So 214.6 on the high end is at that point for 3 days in a row, surprisingly. And then on the low side, 214, 214.2. So what I think is over the next couple days, if my weight stays at this low side at 214, around that range, that means this is probably my maintenance calories, kind of that ceiling point before I start gaining weight. And then hopefully, I'm hoping this is the situation, that in the next couple days, I'll start losing weight again. Not a ton, but just a little, because that means that my maintenance calories are a little bit higher than this. And I've always wanted higher maintenance calories because that means higher maintenance calories, more food. I'm fat, I like food, so it'd be a win-win. Ultimately, I know maintenance calories are just a measurement of how much my body is burning within a day. So I'm no fitness person. I am no fitness professional. Don't quote me on this. But I believe it's if you move more and you're burning more calories, so you're more active, then your maintenance calories should be higher. I think also with the muscle too that you build, that it can also help as well. But that's kind of, I think, if you boil it down to very just blanket statement. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'll also be touching base with my coach later on this week, just so that I can kind of see for how things are going, what's going on for next steps, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that we'll still keep increasing for my calories. But I know eventually we'll hit that point, and I'm just hoping it's a little bit higher. So outside of there in the last week, I was also focusing on getting kind of more plant foods into my diet. So I was looking at that 30 different plant foods within the week. When I look back at the sheet that I had for reference though, I didn't realize that it includes also seasonings and herbs. So if you have dried sage, thyme, rosemary, oregano, anything of that nature going into your food, that also counts as one of those plant foods. So it was a little bit easier than I expected, just because you can throw on seasonings on any of your meat, your vegetables, things like that. And then it just kind of adds on a couple more. So I even had my sheet of paper. This is on scratch paper. I don't know what the back was. But for some of the things I was eating, a lot of different nuts. So almonds, cashews. We also had popcorn, grapes, apple, walnut, strawberries, rosemary, garlic powder, onion powder. It goes on and on. Sesame seeds, russet potatoes, apple, spinach. You get the point. So ultimately though, I'd say kind of the main thing was just to make sure that it's a conscious kind of, I guess, priority, just to get more variety within each day, because it's very easy, which I've done before, is to just have the same thing day to day, meal to meal, using the same type of starch. I would only be eating white rice instead of mixing it up with brown rice or potato for my starches, or even for fruits, just getting, a couple bags of fruit and then just eating that for the whole week, but just having smaller portions that I'm buying initially over the weekend and then getting more variety within there, then it's not as hard as I thought. So I liked eating a variety of plants just for multiple different reasons. One was just on the plate, things looked a lot better. So when I have a red radish on some green veggies, maybe some carrot within there for some orange, then you get that color contrast and things just look more vibrant and I would say a little bit tastier. So also a little bit healthier. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but they just look more lively, I guess, in a way, versus some plates. I've made some plates like this where they're just all brown foods or there's all white foods, and not saying that's a bad thing, but just they have their time and place. So when you have those different colors coming in though, it just looks a lot more appetizing, especially when you're thinking about kind of basic color theory. So between red and green, they're across from each other on the color wheel, which means they're complementary. So they're going to make the other one contrast and pop. So when you have that red radish or that strawberry even on some greens coming in, then it just looks a lot more engaging, I guess, to the human eye, if you want to get there from a design perspective. But second from that, just also the different textures and also tastes that come in when you have multiple things on your plate. So in the past, when I was doing some of these other types of, I guess I won't say meals, because it's really just me putting things together to fit these macros. When I first started out the program, kind of in early January, it was ultimately a lot of just carbs to make things fit, and then also a lot of protein. So it was usually just kind of the same types of textures I was eating day to day. But when you have kind of different vegetables included, different fruits, you'll get some sweet, you'll get some more a little bitter, maybe a little bit spicy, and also the different textures coming in. Maybe some of them are steamed, some of them are sauteed, some of them are just eaten raw. And then with that, you have a little bit more interest kind of coming in when you're chewing food. So the other thing too was just probably a little TMI, but your BMs are a little bit more smooth. So things are a little bit more regular when you have all that fiber coming in. So I think ultimately my body feels a little bit better with this. So definitely something I can keep up in the future. There's just an update for the week, kind of a little bit of a summary here. Hopefully my maintenance calories aren't approaching too quickly, but they might be around the corner. I don't really know. We'll just see what the next couple days and only time will tell. But hopefully you've had a great week so far. And also, just a shout out. I feel like you guys have been killing it in these comments. I know so many of you have done so well in January and this year so far, working towards your goals, whether that be for kind of your health and fitness, weight loss, getting stronger, even for other facets, like for your career, for, building your relationships, your family, your friends, even different hobbies. I feel like everyone's just doing so well. It's just 2024 seems like a good year. And I usually don't have that outlook. So I'm just gonna stick with it. But absolutely fantastic job. And also just a shout out for Jessica. Her weight has been melting off. I need to step my game up and keep up with her. So I'll see you guys in the next one though. Thanks for watching. Bye.